budget office has made
The
clear.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, let's talk about the congressional budget.
No, Congressman Burchett, I got a different question
of
for
the
you.
people in the healthcare department of the
Congressman
CBO
Burchett,
are registered Democrats.
Yeah. We have talked about this
84%.
almost every single night as this
No,
bill
you
has been
don't.
debated. Yeah, we truly just talked about it last night.
It's not a debate. Go ahead.
Can I ask you on this front? Thank you.
All right. Folks, everyone is speculating about the impending confrontation between CNN's Kaitlan Collins and Congressman Tim Burchett. Burchett exposed what he sees as blatant bias in media narratives and took a stand against Collins on Medicaid.
Working with the administration.
Kaitlan, let's be honest. The last 4 years, Joe Biden's administration, the Democrats ran up our debt $1 trillion every 100 days. Every 100 days. This definitely slows the rate of growth down to an incredibly slow amount. And also the fact that Medicaid and Medicare, that's been disproven so many times. The Democrats have fought us every time we want to cut out waste, abuse, and fraud. You have a healthy man who's drawing Medicaid check. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's
really wrong.
The
they need to be working, and they need to work, and you all need to quit allowing that lie to be facilitated.
Collins didn't appear ready for the confrontation, which is about exploring political spending and questioning where those precious public funds are actually going. These two illustrate a broader gap between political rhetoric and the raw reality that many American families face, rather than merely being diametrically opposed points of view. Please click the subscribe box if you want to receive material that is authentic and breaks the mold. When you return, I'll be right here. Greetings from the crew. Let's return to the specifics of Tim Burchett versus Collins now. Congressmen rarely enter the media arena and deal such a deadly blow, you know.
Congressman Burchett, I'll start with you since you're the Republican here with us tonight. When you look at this battle happening between Elon Musk and President Trump, whose side are you on?
Well, I'm on President Trump's side. He's our president. He's our commander-in-chief. Elon Musk is a private citizen. He's allowed to say anything he wants to say, and that's within his First Amendment rights.
Well, what goes through your mind when you hear Elon Musk saying Trump should be impeached and replaced by J.D. Vance?
Well, he doesn't necessarily have a vote in that. The Democrats, that's what they want, of course. They want to impeach. They want to tie things up. He also made reference to President Trump on the Epstein Island. And could you imagine Joe Biden having that information, which he did? He would not get that out. That is so bogus. I mean, you as a legitimate member of the media, you should shake your head at that whole thing, that whole scenario. I just think he's upset. He's mad at the president, and he's firing off at him on his social media.
So you think he went basically too low?
Oh, I mean, you don't lie about somebody in this, especially something about that, and especially since Elon. I mean, how many pictures did you all put on the screen of Elon and X running out to the helicopter together, and X running around the Oval Office with President Trump in there? You know, I just don't. The whole thing's bogus. 2 weeks from now, nobody will be talking about it. They'll be back. Y'all will be finding something else to run the country down about. And it's a shame that the media has seized upon this, because America's more worried about paying more taxes right now if we don't pass the big, beautiful bill, because the people in my district, a family of four making $70,000 a year, they're going to pay about $1,400 more a year if we don't get.
Burchett started the conversation by talking about a topic that has become a political hotspot. When he called attention to what he perceived as a significant problem with government spending and Medicaid, the Congressional Budget Office, or CBO as many prefer to refer to it, he didn't hold back. Burchett has strong opinions regarding the CBO's purported neutrality and has accused the agency of bias. The crunch comes here. A significant number of those tasked with healthcare analysis are, well, registered Democrats. According to Burchett, the numbers are biased. You heard right. He publicly questioned the impartiality of their evaluations, conjecturing that the analysts might be falsifying the data to bolster specific hypotheses. Collins, of course, stood beside her. Burchett was ready to blame the mainstream media for not covering the Medicaid system's massive waste and fraud. Citing examples of healthy individuals obtaining Medicaid benefits without any need, he argued that broader coverage was necessary. In a fierce retaliation, she defended the CBO's standing as an impartial agency. Burchett's stance was clear. These difficulties are too often overlooked, which is dishonest and, in his opinion, detrimental to public understanding. The tension that arises is evident. After that, shifting focus only got more intense. By providing a pivot, Collins tried to steer the conversation towards more contentious topics, including the notorious dispute between Elon Musk and President Trump. Was Collins trying to surprise Burchett? Or did she just want to draw attention away from this? Regardless of the motivation, Burchett refused to be swayed into unwarranted criticism, especially directed at the unpredictable Musk, who, let's face it, has the ability to incite a media frenzy on his own. Burchett reminded everyone of Musk's freedom to voice his opinions and was cautious to highlight his loyalty to Trump by complimenting the president's leadership. The First Amendment is always important, you know, but Burchett wasn't going to be sidetracked by those dramatic, explosive scenes involving Musk. Rather, he brought the focus back to the topics that his constituents care about: financial responsibility, healthcare, and budgeting. Spending limit worries. This conflict with Collins Burchett kept bringing it home by emphasizing matters that, in his view, are far more significant than a public argument between two of the country's most influential individuals. Burchett pushed back for solutions, while Collins pushed for sound bites. He notably mentioned the massive $1,400 tax hike that American households would face if certain budget ideas were not passed. Influence of the media. More than a simple argument, their clash was a symbolic dance that symbolized the escalating conflicts between legislative objectives and media coverage. Kaitlan Collins may have tried to hold Burchett accountable with her pointed questioning, but he reacted with his own accountability and a blunt critique of what he says is the media's ability to influence public opinion. In conclusion, the session showed that contentious disputes between public leaders and media celebrities are not just eye-catching spectacles. Rather, they are instances that expose more profound ideological disputes that influence the direction and content of public conversation. What do you think of Tim Burchett's arguments about the Medicaid issue in light of this? Do you think that significant issues like fraud and waste are being ignored by the media because of bias? Your viewpoint might lead to an interesting conversation, so please feel free to share your opinions in the space provided for comments below.